So if you're thinking of moving to Oklahoma City and you're anything like me, you're probably wondering, or more like hoping, that there's some really great places outdoors that you can spend some time. Well, the good news is there are a ton of parks and outdoor spots here in Oklahoma City. Now, very early on this channel, I made a video of some of my very favorite parks, but things are always changing and my list has evolved as well, so we're not gonna waste any more time to get outside. Let's get into it. So where are we gonna head today? Well, we've got definitely some places that, some of you may have already seen on this channel before, but there's certainly gonna be some places that you haven't, so I'm really excited to take you with me. I really love making videos like this because I get the opportunity to just pick up the camera and show you guys some of the areas of the city that I like the most. I think a lot of you find that valuable. So that is the plan today, and we're gonna spend some time, in some of my favorite outdoor spots. But really quickly, if you're thinking of moving to the Oklahoma City area, whether it's in the next few weeks or even a few months from now, listen, I would love the opportunity to help make a smooth move right here to OKC. So if you look down below in the description, you're gonna find my contact information. You can reach out via call, text, or email, or even better, click the link below to schedule a one-on-one video call with me. And that way we can discuss how hopefully I can help you buy that perfect home right here in OKC. Okay, so here we are, one of my favorite parks here in Northwest Oklahoma City. This is Grand Boulevard Park, and it's located right here in the heart of Nichols Hills. Now, this isn't a great big park. It's honestly just a long strip down the middle of this beautiful neighborhood, but it offers a really great trail that kind of winds through these beautiful trees to walk through. And another thing I love about this park is that it's got a good mix of these deciduous trees and evergreen trees. So through the fall time, you get this change of color through the leaves, but you've also got those evergreen trees to keep that pop of green throughout the whole park. Now, it doesn't offer a playground or anything. There is one side that's just kind of a nice open field if you want to go run with your dogs or play catch or something like that. There is a backstop if you want to take a swing with the bat. But other than that, it's just a really beautiful park if you want a nice peaceful walk. That's exactly what I'm doing here today. Okay, now, if I'm being totally honest, another thing I love about taking walks at this park is really just being surrounded by some amazing homes. If you want a little bit of motivation to kind of step up your game and really level up, this is the kind of park you want to walk at. Nichols Hills is a very affluent area where everyone from Thunder players to doctors to surgeons live, so that's an added bonus to this area. Well, take a quick rest here, and then we should probably head on to the next spot. We got a lot to see. We're over at Lake Overholser here, and this place really brings back memories because it's right over where I grew up in Bethany, Oklahoma. Technically, I think this is Oklahoma City, but Lake Overholser sits kind of nestled right between Bethany and Yukon, out kind of west OKC metro area. But it brings back a lot of memories because my high school, Putnam City West, is right around the corner from here. And I pretty much took laps around this lake when I first got my driver's license. Kids would come out here and get in all kinds of trouble. No comment, but it's a really pretty lake. We're gonna stop by my favorite lake here a little bit later today, but it is a very pretty lake. Lots of areas to walk and bike. You can get on a boat out here, but a lot of people fish. There is no swimming. I don't know that you'd even wanna swim. I wish we had a little more time in each location today, but we got a lot of places to get. In the meantime, I'm gonna show you a couple more things here before we head to the next spot. Well, I mistakenly thought I really wanted to come up here on top of the dam and walk, but let me tell you, even though it's a beautiful day, it's in the 50s and 60s throughout most of today. I think it's dropped into the low 50s, but on top of this dam, with the wind blowing over the water, it's a whole different ball game. But I did take the opportunity to meet a really nice guy out here fishing who Caught what I would consider a pretty big fish. He said it's a nice start. So really good place to stop by. I think this is probably my cue as I'm trying to shield myself from the cold wind on top of this water that we should probably head to the next spot. So let's get on out of here, see what else is in store. Well guys, I hope you didn't think I was gonna do an Oklahoma City Parks video and not come to downtown OKC. Welcome to Scissortail Park. This park is really beautiful and it's one of the newest parks here in all of Oklahoma City. And it is a really gorgeous park, guys. It is over 70 acres of very pretty urban landscape. It's packed with cool amenities like its own little private lake here with paddle boating. It's got a really cool sort of modern playground for the kids, a pavilion to sit and have lunch with your friends, and a ton of places to walk and explore. So let's check it out a little bit. One of the cool things about this park, I mentioned, is pretty big. When they opened this park in 2019, I think it was somewhere around 40 acres that were opened on this side of the park. In 2022, they opened the other side, the south side of this park, which is across the highway. But we're gonna head over and check that out. They've got basketball courts over there. They've even got pickleball. So we're gonna check some of that out. You might hear that traffic. It's a little loud, but we're gonna walk across this bridge and let's check it out. Well, a little bit of a bummer. It turns out there's no kids over here for me to ball on, but it's probably time for us to head to the next spot anyway, so we'll see you over there. So here we are at Hafer Park here in Edmond, Oklahoma. What's really cool about this park is even though it's right in the middle of a pretty large suburb, this place is pretty big. It's a little over 120 acres here of just a bunch of different multi-use trails. It's got 3 playgrounds. I think there's a volleyball court here. It's just a really cool park here in the north side of the OKC Metro. Now you can kind of see this trail behind me. There's a ton of trails just like this, but there's a little more wooded area. It's kind of more of my jam. So we're gonna head over there and check that out. But I just want to show you a little bit of the park before we head to the next spot. Let's go explore a little more. All right, so now we're over here kind of on the back side of the park. This is really some of my favorite areas of the park. As you can see, it's a little more wooded. It's really kind of cool to have this wooded area in a park that's in, you know, one of the most populated suburbs of the OKC Metro. And that's why I think this place is overlooked by a lot of people, at least folks who don't live in Edmond, which is me. You know, I don't live in Edmond, but I just happen to come over here because I'm in the know. So now you're in the know. One of the coolest parks here in the city. We're gonna cruise on the way out of here and I'm gonna show you a little more of the beauty of this place on our way out, but we've definitely got to get heading over to the next spot because we got plenty to see. Martin Park Nature Center. This is one of my absolute favorite places when I'm looking for nature here in Oklahoma City. Definitely one of my favorite parks here. So I'd be remiss not to bring you over here before the end of our day. And I still got another spot after this, but this was definitely on my list of parks that we're gonna have to hit today. So one of the things I love about this park, or really just overall what makes this park so special to me, if you're looking for a park that makes you basically forget that you're really smack in the middle of the city, this is that kind of park. So it's one of those spots that I want to come to anytime I just want to have a nice stroll through nature. There's an absolute ton of trees out here. And pro tip, if you come here on a weekday, you don't have to worry about as many of the crowds as you'll find on the weekends. You kind of have a lot of the spot to yourself. So there are some cool features to this park. There's a playground right near the front. It's a little pond where you'll find some ducks, but really mostly what I'm here for is just the sheer nature. I'm here to fool myself into thinking that I've escaped from the city for only 30 minutes at a time. So if that's the kind of park that you're looking for, I highly recommend you putting Martin Nature Park on your list. Well, as always, unfortunately, we're bound by the parameters of time, so we should probably head on to that last spot on my list today. Let's enjoy the walk out of here. Well, anyone who's been watching my channel for a while is not going to be surprised to find that I'm over here at Lake Hefner as one of the spots on my list here today. You know, if you live here in the northwest side of town and you're not making it out here, you know, in my opinion, you're kind of blowing it. It's absolutely one of the most gorgeous places in the city, in my opinion. But it also is over here on the side of town that I live. And listen, I would argue this has some of the best sunsets you're going to find really anywhere in the city. Right here behind me, you'll see the sun. It's got a little more time before it's going down. You got the lighthouse right here behind me. And then of course, there's the little cove with the sailboats out here. Now this is a no-wake lake, so there's just sailing. You're not gonna get out here on a motorboat. Anyway, there's a ton of really cool different settings out here. It's like 10 miles around this thing. So let's go explore some of those. I'll show you a little bit. So I thought we should come explore this other side of the lake here. It's kind of on the southernmost point of this lake. And as I mentioned, there's like 10 miles of trails that go around this lake. And there's almost a bunch of sort of like mini parks along the way. On this side of the lake is a park called Stars and Stripes, which actually has this very cool skate ramp park, which is super neat. And they also have a golf course around the corner from where I'm at. We don't have enough time to go around the whole thing, but trust me when I say that this lake has a ton of different settings, which has a bunch of really beautiful different areas to kind of hang out beside the lake. This is actually where I often see a lot of people fishing, and sometimes I just come out here to just hang out and, I don't know, look at the water. Call me weird. So, you know what, needless to say, regardless of what you're looking to do, whether you're out to come out and ride your bike or take a walk or, I don't know, fish, or even to bring your skateboard, there's really something for everybody out here, and that's why you find me at Lake Hefner so often. But as I mentioned, one of the things Lake Hefner is the most known for is certainly the sunsets, and we're on the wrong side of the lake for that, so we better get over there because time is ticking. Well, that was amazing. Well, I guess this is as good a place as any to wrap up this video, so thanks for coming along with me today. I hope you enjoyed my favorite parks here in the Oklahoma City area. And I know some of you aren't just thinking about parks, you're thinking about actually moving here. And maybe a question that you have is, what are the best areas and specifically what are the best suburbs to live here in the Oklahoma City area? And that is why I made this video right here. So if you'd like, follow me over to that video and I'll see you there. Otherwise, guys, thanks so much for joining us. And until next time, I certainly hope to see you soon.